Everything about Shadur Sanders screams he's the quarterback. But if people are going to negative in April, they're going to be negative now because they're going to be like, oh, he's batted balls like Burrow had one yesterday, batted in a pick six. You blaming Burrow for that? No. You're blaming Shedeur for a couple batted. Where is he ranked? Forget that. Look at the interceptions that were off of Jerry Jeudy, off of Judkin's shoulder.
The noise around Shadur Sanders did not come from what he failed to do. It came from what people refused to see. While local media figures kept repeating the same tired doubts, the tape told a different story. Every time Sanders stepped on the field, he looked like a player who belonged there. Not perfect, not polished, but undeniably real. He moved with confidence that cannot be taught. He threw with a calm that does not come from luck. And most importantly, he showed growth in the hardest conditions possible. Cleveland is not an easy place for any quarterback, let alone a rookie thrown into chaos. Cold winds, broken protection, constant pressure, and a fan base exhausted by disappointment. Yet Sanders did not fold.
Everything about Shadur Sanders screams he's the quarterback. But if people are going to negative in April, they're going to be negative now because they're going to be like, oh, if people are going to negative in April, they're going to be negative now because they're going to be like, oh, where is he ranked? Forget that. Look at the interceptions that were.
He stood in it. He took the hits. He made the reads. And when the moment demanded courage, he answered. Mel Kiper's frustration came from watching truth get twisted. He did not defend Sanders because he is flawless. He defended him because the criticism stopped being honest. When batted balls became interceptions, Sanders took the blame while veterans were excused. When receivers slipped or routes broke down, Sanders wore it anyway. When weather swallowed throws, Sanders still got labeled careless. That is not analysis. That is narrative building. And once a narrative takes root, facts start to feel inconvenient. The Cleveland media did not wait to see what Sanders could become. They rushed to decide what he would never be. The most painful part of this story is not the criticism. Athletes expect criticism. It is the silence that came before the criticism that makes it ugly. When Sanders was being denied first-team reps, the same voices now attacking him said nothing. They did not demand fairness. They did not ask why a rookie was being left unprepared. They did not question the process. They waited, and when he finally got his chance, they judged him as if he had been given every tool from day one. That is not fairness. That is set up. Despite all of it, Sanders showed flashes that cannot be ignored. He made throws that changed games. He led drives that brought hope back into a stadium that has forgotten what hope feels like. His debut showed control. His breakout showed courage. And his mistakes showed what every rookie shows, learning in real time. The difference is that most rookies get patience. Sanders got pressure. Most rookies get protection. Sanders got chaos. And still, he delivered moments that made people believe again. That is why Kiper went off. Not because Sanders is perfect, but because the story being told about him is dishonest. He saw a young quarterback doing more with less and getting blamed for everything that went wrong around him. He saw double standards apply.
Batted balls like Burrow had one yesterday, batted in a pick six. You blaming Burrow for that? No. You're blaming Shedeur for a couple batted. Where is he ranked? Forget that. Look at the interceptions that were off of Jerry Jeudy, off of Judkin's shoulder.
Openly, veterans were protected by context. Sanders was stripped of it. Veterans got excuses. Sanders got labels. That is what pushed Kiper to speak. The Cleveland media wants certainty. They want clean answers in a messy reality. They want a quarterback who arrives finished. But football does not work that way. Quarterbacks are built, not discovered, whole. They grow through reps, through mistakes, through trust. Sanders has barely been given any of that. And still, he has shown enough to deserve more than doubt. He has shown enough to deserve development. Every time Sanders succeeded, the goalposts moved. A win was not enough. A comeback was not enough. Big numbers were not enough. There was always something missing, always something wrong, always a reason to stay negative. That tells you the criticism was never really about performance. It was about expectation. Some people decided early who Sanders was supposed to be, and when he did not fit that picture instantly, they turned on him. But players are not brands. They are not products that arrive fully packaged. They are humans learning under pressure. Sanders is learning faster than most because he had no choice. He was dropped into the fire, and instead of burning, he adapted. That matters. It should matter more than headlines. What Kiper saw was potential being buried under bias. He saw effort being ignored. He saw growth being dismissed, and he refused to let that stand.
Batted balls like Burrow had one yesterday, batted in a pick six. You blaming Burrow for that? No. You're blaming Shedeur for a couple batted. If people are going to negative in April, they're going to be negative now because they're going to be like, oh, where is he ranked? Forget that. Look at the interceptions that were.
His voice carried weight because he has seen hundreds of quarterbacks come and go. He knows what real development looks like, and he knows when criticism stops being fair. This is not about protecting Sanders from critique. He will be critiqued. He should be. That is part of the game. This is about protecting truth from being rewritten, because once lies become normal, careers get damaged before they even begin. and Cleveland has already ruined too many quarterbacks by refusing to be patient. Sanders does not need blind praise. He needs honest evaluation. He needs time. He needs preparation. He needs support instead of sabotage. If Cleveland truly wants a future, they cannot keep eating their own before they grow. Kiper's message was simple, even if his tone was sharp. Stop lying. Stop twisting. Stop pretending context does not exist. Stop holding a rookie to standards you do not hold for veterans. Stop acting like development is failure. Shadur Sanders is not the end of Cleveland's problems. But right now, he is the beginning of their hope, and hope deserves a chance to breathe. If you've been watching this unfold, what do you think is really happening in Cleveland? Is Shadur Sanders being judged fairly, or is he being buried by narratives that never gave him a chance? Drop your thoughts below. Share this with someone who follows the Browns. And if you want more deep, dramatic breakdowns like this,